Sega Rally Championship.
Hi and welcome to episode 10 of Retro Core, and kicking it all off is Sega Rally Championship for the Sega Saturn. Okay, this is actually Sega Rally Championship Plus, which is pretty much the same as the standard Japanese version, except that you can go online using the Japanese X-Band, so you can have some pretty good online races. So you get a choice of only two cars, unfortunately, at first anyway. So you got the 4-speed automatic or 4-speed manual. So you got the Lancer and the Celica. Celica it is. So first thing you'll notice is the actual smoothness of it. Not too sure how it looks on the video, but Sega Rally on the Sega Saturn does actually run at solid 30 frames a second. No slowdown whatsoever. You see an elephant here, which isn't in the US version. There it is. One thing that must be noticed about the Japanese version and the European version, come to mention it, is that it's got a lot more in it than the American version. True, the American version came out first, but that's the price you pay, I guess. It's missing loads of stuff which this version's got in. For example, on this stage you'll see a mountain in the background, which isn't on the US version. There it is. So a standard Sega Rally only has 3 courses, But if you manage to finish first place in the arcade mode, you do actually get an extra course called Lakeside. So as you can see, you got the Lancer there in the first place. Got to beat him. Got this purple fucker here next to me, knocking me everywhere. So it's not going to be that easy. Whoa, I'm playing like shit here. It's amazing how well Sega managed to get the analog controls from the arcade version down to the D-pad. You know, the analog to digital conversion of the controls is amazing. Wow, shit! Here we go, safe there. So this course here is Lakeside, which just goes to show you the power of this graphic engine. Look how many trees there are. Now the controls on this stage are very difficult because you're actually racing on mud, so the car slides everywhere. You can see it bouncing everywhere. Another thing must go to a mention of the physics. The physics used in Sega Rally are so good. And the car reacts just how you'd expect it to react. It's very bouncy and lightweight. You know, the car never does anything unexpected, which some racers do, even to this day. It makes you wonder really, when Sega could produce a racing game as good as this, how come all the other racing games on the Saturn look like shit? You know, even the remake of Daytona, I think it's Circuit Edition, even that looks crap compared to this. And Sega touring cars, fucking hell, frame rate on that is disgusting. And here we have Sega Rally, probably the, no not probably, it is the second racing game for the Sega Saturn made by Sega. Running at a very smooth 30 frames a second, no slowdown, no frame drop. Absolute perfect. Okay, true, the textures are a bit on the blocky side, but everything's solid. And one best thing is when you finish the game, you can actually watch your whole game again as a replay. And if you stick a controller into port 2 of the Saturn, you can zoom the cameras in and out as well as rotate them. It's hard to believe that this game is 10 years old. Like, come on, how many 10-year-old racing games still play and look decent even to this day? Even Namco's Ridge Racer 1 on the PlayStation looks a bit naff these days. It looks very bland, practically no textures, whatever. It still plays okay, but it does seem a bit on the basic side. Whereas this game still plays like a dream. Now, I'm not being biased here towards Sega, but anyone who's ever played Sega Rally in the past on the Sega Saturns, I urge you to get it back out. You'll be very surprised at how good it still plays. Just give you a quick look at the replays. Now, unfortunately, I've only got one controller at the moment plugged into the Saturn, so I can't actually zoom the image in and out, but you can see some of the different angles.
Let's watch your run one more time on the desert course.
Okay, so you got your standard TV camera mode there. You got the in-car view. Then you got the left hand back, right hand back, bird's eye view, front bird's eye view, one that I like to do is pause it when it goes over this jump here. There you go, look at that. The car does actually get quite big when it comes to this camera. See if we can get a good view. There's a nice zebra. So as well as the arcade and the practice mode, you've got a time attack mode, which you can choose between your two cars. Of course there's a Stratos as well, which is also available, but I haven't got that up at the moment. So you can choose two cars there at the moment and race on any of the 4 courses. Then you've got a car customization, where you can alter all the different aspects of the car, such as your handling, your tyres, suspension and so on. Records speak for themselves, and options are plenty. So you've got your different handling speeds, level settings, the amount of laps you can do, time comparisons. Here's something which isn't on the American version. You can choose different types of ghosts. I think the American version just has this stupid fucking flickering thing, but on this version you can choose quite a few different types there, 6 types in fact. Sound is quite nice. You can change the background music for each level, so you can actually race the game with every single song on the same track, which is a bit boring.
Checkpoint.
And of course key configuration. So how does Retro Core rate Sega Rally? Well, we're very happy to give Sega Rally the score of 10 out of 10. It's a racing game from the past which still plays extremely well even to this day. And I think every person who owns a Sega Saturn should own this game. Definitely the best classic racer out there. Get it now. Here we go with Codename Viper for the Famicom, or should that be Coke Hero Junkie? Yep, I think we'll play this hacked version, much more funny. Holy Jesus, what the fuck? Are you bunging here? What? Your stash got Garfield? That's fucked up. Go get it back. I don't want you bumming off my ass. Here's a couple of gats, but that's it. What a dick. Man, I'm high. So those of you familiar with Namco's Rolling Thunder series will be right at home with this one. Not too sure which one came out first, whether Capcom copied Namco or Namco copied Capcom. But both games are actually very similar. Codename Viper is basically the same game as Rolling Thunder, except set in the jungle. It's also a very tough game. You know, you only get 2 hits, or if you get shot by a gun, you're dead instantly. So it's definitely not a game you're gonna finish overnight. As you can see. As well as picking up items, you've got to rescue people as well, such as women and children. Every now and then you'll come across a skeleton, which on this version's got OD written next to it, so obviously they've done an overdose of the stash. One thing which I don't really like about this game is the collision detection. The actual bullet collision detections are okay, but when you jump off the end of a platform, you can actually be nowhere near the end and you'll fall down, like this for example. There you go. So I'm going to jump, and he just jumps up straight. There you go, he's jumping sideways now. But sometimes you'll go to jump and it'll just fall off the platform, like that. But no, that's just a little niggle. You'll get used to it, I guess. So where's my guy with the stash? That's not him. There you go, got my stash now. So I can exit the level as long as I don't get killed. Easier said than done. One shot from these guys with the guns and I'm dead. Oh fuck. What the fuck are they, ninjas? Oh fuck off. Oh shit. Another little complaint I have about this game is the fact that the controls aren't responsive enough. Sometimes you need lightning fast reflexes, but the controls just do not respond fast enough. So you could be pointing one way and then suddenly need to turn a different way, but the fact that your character won't turn around unless you stand up first leads to a bit of a delay. So as you can see, I'm kneeling here and I can't turn to the left, so I have to stand up, then turn and go back down again. Which can be a real pain in the ass when you got 2 little shits shooting at you. But get over all these little problems and you got yourself one solid game, if not a very very hard game. And so Retrocore can actually recommend it, as long as you're not the type of person who pulls out the hair every time they get killed, because if you are, you'll be bald by the time you play this game. So what sort of score do we give it? Well, we're going to give it 7 out of 10. It's far too hard to get a high score. I know, I like a challenging game, but I like my games to be fair, because this one's just bloody frustrating. I can't help but feel if they fixed the controls a little bit, it would have been a lot better to play. But as I said, overall it's not that bad. Here we got Metal Slug for the mobile phone. It's not your average Metal Slug though, it's more of a shoot 'em up, as it says on the title screen there, STG, shooting game. So originally you only have one mission to start off on, but once you finish the game more missions become available, so you can just select any one whenever you want. But let's start off on the first mission. One thing you'll notice straight away is the graphics are really nice. You pick up weapons as well, such as this one. As far as mobile shooting games go, this one's not too bad. It is a little bit boring after a while, to be honest, but it's not that bad, to be honest. In fact, I prefer playing this than I do to some of the other ones, just basically because it looks better. Like, I've got R-Type on the mobile phone and it looks pretty much arcade perfect. Because of the age of the arcade, it does actually look a little bit bland these days. Whereas this game looks very nice. So there you have it, that's Metal Gear. So there you have it, that's Metal Slug STG for the mobile phone. With a bit of luck, maybe it'll come out in Europe or the States and you'll be able to download it and play it as well. Maybe. Coming next month for your mobile phone gaming is Space Harrier Deluxe. Kikikaikai for the Super Famicom, better known as Pocky Rocky with its stupid American name. One thing you'll notice straight away about this game is the beautiful graphics. Just look at that, even when you go underneath the shadow of the little temple entrance thing here, Kiki goes a little bit darker as she's walking underneath the shadow. You know, such detail like that is hard to find in games these days, and in fact even Kikikaikai 2 didn't have that in. Two types of weapons to get. You got the card weapon here, or the fire weapon, which is the red blocks. as well as having the standard shoe weapon here, as you can see, you've also got your little magic wand, which you can shake here. With that you can kill enemies and also rebound bullets, which comes very in handy. Just kill Mr. Detana here. The Cookie Monster. It's not really the Cookie Monster, it's the Chestnut Monster. But he looks like a Cookie Monster. Oops. See, in this case, when he throws the chestnuts at you, it's best to use your magic stick to wave them back straight at him. Oops. You also have a smart bomb, which I've just did there. Between levels you get these little cutscenes that explain the story of the game. While you may not be able to read them, at least you can see the pretty pictures. Not only does Kiki look good, but it also sounds very good. Some really nice atmospheric Japanese style tunes in there. And the game is full of Japanese humour. Some of the things you may not understand straight away, but if you study a bit of Japanese culture, you'll probably understand quite a lot of the hidden little jokes in this game. Now, being all cutesy and everything, you'd expect this game to be very easy, but it's actually quite hard. Whoops, that wasn't too good, was it? Into the water I went. For those of you who don't know, Kikikaikai is actually a conversion of the arcade original. The thing is, the arcade version looks nothing like this. In fact, it doesn't even look half as good as this one. The Super Famicom first Kikikaikai game is the best out of all the games. I think when they made the second Kikikaikai game for the Super Famicom, I think they just sort of lost the plot really. They just lost the will to make a good game. And the graphics do look a little bit bigger and more beefier, but the attention to detail just isn't there like it is in this game, which is a great shame. As it stands, Kikikaikai is one of the best shooters out there for the Super Famicom. So once you're inside this creepy house, you gotta destroy all the areas to move on to the next room, which is a very nice feature. Over here you can see I'm actually underneath the lights shining from the windows. Anyway, so basically that's Kikikaikai for you, or Pocky Rocky as I said, known in America. His character being Pocky and the raccoon being Rocky. Fucking highly original names there. Anyway, I'm very happy to give it the lovely score out of 9 out of 10. A very, very good shooter for the Super Famicom. Definitely challenging. It's going to last you an awful long time. You're not going to finish it in a couple of hours. So if you ever get the chance to pick it up, make sure you do. High quality retro core recommendation, and it's 2 players simultaneously as well. Now you can't complain at that, can you?
Fatal Fury Special for the Sega Game Gear. Usually more often than not, fighting games on portable systems are usually a load of crap. But surprisingly, Fatal Fury Special on the Game Gear plays very good. Plays just as well as the Super Famicom version. All the moves are in there. So we've got his flying punch there. He's even got his twirly kick thing, which I can't seem to pull out. Yep. And surprisingly, the moves actually do come out very well. Just like the original Neo Geo version and the Super Famicom version. The backgrounds also change colour with each round, which is actually quite good going considering this is a Game Gear. Ah, there you go. This twirly kicky thing. The only thing missing is the speech. Oh, well, that's can be expected, I guess, on a Game Gear. It doesn't really affect the gameplay that much. Of course, we do miss Terry's little smart-ass comments, but you can't have everything. Besides missing the speech, it's not, the actual audio is not that bad. You know, it's got all the tunes in there from the original version, and actually pretty good versions as well. Easily recognisable. Graphically, Fatal Fury Special on the Game Gear is actually very good. The animation on the characters is nice and fluent. Unlike some portable fighters, you know, they've got like 2 frames of animation usually. And of course they control like shit, which we've pointed out. But not this one. Of course it's got a lot less frames than the other big console versions. But it's still easy to see what's going on. And the actual characters themselves do look quite detailed. The actual backgrounds in the game range from pretty good to pretty poor. So the first stage we saw was my stage, and that was very nice. And the Terry's stage, as you can see here, also looks pretty good. It's amazing how much they've crammed into this. And don't forget, you're looking at this on a big screen, so you can imagine what it looks like when you see it on a Game Gear. It actually does look like a portable Neo Geo. I'd even go as far as saying that this Game Gear version of Fatal Fury Special is a lot better than some of the fighters on SNK's own Neo Geo Pocket. Not only does it play better than them, it actually looks better. Takata really pulled their fingers out their ass when they made this one. And for those wondering, are the special moves in there? Yes, they are. So let's see if we can get a Terry special out then. Come on Joe, give us a couple of... Oh, there you go, Joe's done his. That killed me as well. So anyway, there you have it. That's a Fatal Fury Special for the Sega Game Gear. Probably the best fighter on the Sega Game Gear. In fact, probably the only fighter on the Sega Game Gear, I think. And it's definitely worth picking up. Plays just as good as the original, like I mentioned. Even though it's got only 2 buttons, don't let that fool you into thinking it's a load of crap. It does actually play quite well. It's got all the moves in there from the arcade version. It's got most of the characters in as well from the arcade version. And best of all, it plays like the arcade version. If Fatal Fury Special had a downfall on the Game Gear, it's got to be the fact that the audio is a bit on the weak side. Considering the Game Gear is meant to have stereo audio, this game's in mono. But still, all the tunes are recognisable, like I said. And thankfully, the Geese Howard tune, which is playing now, is pretty good as well. So, how do we rate it? Well, I'm actually going to give it 9 out of 10. If you've got a Game Gear and you want a fighting game, which I'm sure you do, you're definitely going to pick this one up. Because if you don't, you're missing out on a great deal of good gaming. music alone tells you that this game is shite of the month. This is Super Bikuriman for the Super Famicom. So choose your complete and utter misfit of a character. And off to the absolutely no animation, no skill and impossible to do moves fighting section. Yep, that's everyone. That's Super Codename on the Super Famicom. Total shite. Now I'm sure you've seen enough already, but let's take a look at another stage. Doesn't get any better. What was that? So at the moment I'm playing as Tiki. I got my B button which does that kick, and I got my Y button that does that punch, and that's it. Wow, 2 buttons used for the fighting game when the Super Famicom has 6 buttons. As you can see, getting out moves seems to be impossible. Oh, good old Interbeck with their shite Famicom games. Oh my god, I might win here. Look at that, shite of the month. Ridge Racer here for the Sony PlayStation.
1 minute to go. Are you ready? The engines sound like they're ready to
You gotta admit, if it wasn't for Namco, Sony'd be nowhere these days. Okay, so Ridge Racer consists of only one course, which actually can change into 2 different courses. Basically it's the same course, but they stick an extension on it. And then after you complete that one course, you can play backwards as an extra track. So let's take a quick look at it. Originally you've only got 3 or 4 cars, but if you shoot all the Galaxicans at the beginning, you can get a lot of extra cars. I like this one the best. Okay, here we go. Now one thing you'll notice straight away is that the graphics don't look as good as you probably remember them being. In fact, they look pretty bad. It's aged very badly, this game. Good old power slides are still in there though. In all honesty, Ridge Racer has aged very badly. When it first came out, it was the best looking game ever. But these days, it does look pretty rough. Textures are very low in resolution, and they bend all over the place, and there's actually quite a bit of slowdown in there as well. And see, just then, sometimes the car does not go where you put it. It has a mind of its own. It's as if the wheel just locks. Again. Another thing which I didn't notice at the time, but the cars in Ridge Racer just float. The wheels don't actually turn on the front of them. If you'll have a look on the outside view here, I don't know if you can see it, but the actual front wheels don't turn. And also the outside controls are really light. So let's take a look at the TT course. So in the TT course, you have to race the just one car, but there's also a secret black car on there, which if you beat, you can get that up later on. And the TT course is actually quite fast.
3 laps to go.
Also, I'll show you one of the camera problems. The camera sometimes pans right under the floor. There goes the black car. Just watch this. Look at that.
Go!
Even after all my grumbling though, Ridge Racer still is fairly nice to play, I guess. You know, if you can forgive the dodgy controls, because it's quite old. And forgive the shitty looking textures and wobbly bendy polygons. But if you're after a real serious racer, you can't forgive it. But if you just have a quick knockabout, then yeah, Ridge Racer's still fun. Oops, not that way. So back in the days when Ridge Racer was the latest game out, I would have give this 10 out of 10 easily. I know I have to admit myself, I wasted many hours playing this. Oh, and Detana as well, which also looks a bit poo these days, but still controls good. Anyway, but now that Ridge Racer's getting on a bit, I'm afraid we're going to have to give it the score of 7 out of 10. That's if you want it for the quick knockabout. But if you have to serious racer, forget it. Just a quick look at one of the nice features on here is the music player. You can actually watch demonstrations of the cars driving around the track to the favourite Ridge Racer tunes. classic Valis 3 for the Sega Mega Drive. For those who don't know, Valis is not exactly a new game just for the Mega Drive. It's been around since the early 80s, or at least the mid 80s. First appearing on the Japanese PC, which went under the name of 9800. Also appeared on the early Sharp machines, and then appeared on the Sharp X68000. It's on the Mega Drive, of course. It's on normal PC, it's on the Super Famicom, it's on the PC Engine, and it's probably on the bloody Game Boy for all I know. The fact is, Valis has been around, and none of them were released in Europe. Mind you, the Americans did get a few versions, with completely bastardized covers as usual. So anyway, the game stars our heroine, called Yuko, who's talking to her friend Cham, at the moment. She's about to get kidnapped by the big bad guy. Here we go. And Cham, or Chem, whatever she's called, will throw down the Valis sword, which is what the game's all about, because the Valis sword's going to bring peace to the earth. And our heroine Yuko has to capture it. Okay, once Yuko gets the sword, she changes from her sexy pajamas into the even more sexier Valis uniform. Whoa, you gotta dig those Japanese miniskirts. If you're a sad bastard, that is. Recently I read a few people saying this game is like Strider. And to be honest, it's nothing like Strider. Yeah, it's got platforms, it's got swords, but I think that's about where the similarities stop. Now, a lot of people might want to compare this to the PC Engine version, or the PC Engine Super CD-ROM, I should say. Well, I actually own the PC Engine version as well as this one, which was by, same group I think, but I think it was actually programmed by Telnet. This one's by Riot. It's the same bloody company. Now, to be honest, I prefer the music on this Mega Drive version. Just something about the chip tunes. But the PC Engine version does have a lot more levels than this. Also, the animated cutscenes which you can hear also look better on the PC Engine version. Due to it being CD, there's a lot more of them with more animation. But still, for the Mega Drive, this ain't too bad. As you can see, graphically, the game's not exactly amazing, but it does its job, I guess. Control-wise, it can be a little fiddly at times. The characters go where you put them, but they seem a little bit stiff. Valis' weapons are pretty lame when you first start off, making it incredibly difficult to kill anything. Throughout the game, of course, you can see the red sword there. Well, that powers up with the more power-ups you pick up, making her weapon more powerful and with a longer reach. But at the moment, she's got big cack. Some of the music in the Valis games are really nice, and this Mega Drive version is no exception. Unfortunately, you're listening to it in mono, due to the fact that I don't have a stereo lead from my Mega Drive. And when I plugged the audio through the headphone socket, the mic wouldn't work, so unfortunately you'll get a mono sound. So we're on the Stairway to Heaven here. Considering it's a Stairway to Heaven, what the hell's it doing filled with demons? That's a strange bloody position. If you're thinking of getting this Valis game, you might be interested in the other two Valis games. Now, even though this is Valis 3, you'd expect the other two to be Valis 1 and Valis 2, wouldn't you? Well, in fact, Valis 2 didn't even come on the Mega Drive. Valis 1 did. So you've got Valis 1, you've got Valis SD, or Valis SYD as it was called in the States. But to be honest, Valis SD is pretty crap. It's a super deformed version. Whereas Valis 1 is pretty much like this, but a little bit more stiff, and the controls aren't as responsive. So as you can see now, Yuko's got a super power suit, which gives her the ability to kick more ass. Shame she can't run any faster. So how do we rate Valis 3 on the Mega Drive? Well, graphically it's not exactly the most impressive Mega Drive game out there, but it does play a very nice game. And the audio on it is also very nice as well. And it's got a couple of pretty nice hidden bonuses which I'll show you in a minute. So overall, I'm going to give Valis 3 a decent mark of 7 out of 10. It's better than the first Valis, and it's a million times better than Valis SD, which is just a sack of cack really. Okay, so some of those little bonuses are a cinema test, and to get that up, you hold up, diagonally left, AC, and press the start button, and there you go. Valis 3 Visual Select Mode. We can watch all the animation cinema scenes, including the ending. But that's all you're going to see at the ending. Another nice one is a sound test. It's easy to get up, you just press A, B, C and start. There you go, Valis Music Room. So what I'll do is I'll quickly run through these. Just listen to all the music used in the game.
魂の叫ぶままに。
超光戦記スカイ胸に抱く正義の証溢れる勇気が奇跡を呼ぶのさ。鋼鉄の戦士命を燃やせ。戦え機械を信じる者は夢と希望と友情と敵の力で戦う者の名は超光戦記機械よ。超光戦記機械よ。胸に抱く正義の証溢れる勇気が奇跡を呼ぶのさ。鋼鉄の戦士命を燃やせ。機械を信じる者は夢と希望と友情と敵の力で戦う者の名は超光戦記機械よ。
Columns 97 for the arcade, running on the Sega STV board, better known as the Sega Saturn in the arcade cabinet. So for those of you who've been living in a cave for the last 500 zillion years, Columns is Sega's answer to Tetris. And this is in fact, I don't know, is it the 4th version? Or 4th arcade version? The idea of Columns is to get your jewels, 3 of them lined up together. Either you can have a diagonal, horizontal or vertical configurations. And that's basically it, really. But the thing that sets Columns 97 apart from the other versions of Columns is the sheer beauty of you. Sheer beauty of you? What the fuck's that mean? Sheer beauty of it. I'd say I've got to get back to the UK. Living in Japan really affects your English. Of course it all looks a bit simple and easy at the moment, but the more combinations you get, the faster it goes, the level up goes, and before you know it, you're bloody crapping your pants. So of course, just like Tetris, it's possible to build pretty big combinations, which I'll try and do now, which I'll probably fail. No, it doesn't look like I'm going to succeed here. So actually, anyway, that's all there is to it. Like I said, it doesn't look much fun, but neither does Tetris if you watch it. The thing about games like this is you don't really appreciate them until you actually get into them. One thing I should mention is this game runs in the highest resolution of the STB board, which basically is the highest resolution of what the Sega Saturn can do as well. So if you've ever played Virtua Fighter 2 or such games like that, you can probably understand what type of resolution this game runs in. And thanks to that nice high resolution, the whole thing does look very beautiful. So if you ever get the chance, or if a decent emulator ever comes out, try and get yourself a copy of this game. Or failing that, just buy the Sega Saturn Columns Arcade Collection. Sure, it's on that.
Imara East to West Liganes. Renata versus Dreamcast.
Okay, here we go with a new feature here on RetroCore. This is East to West, where we see how the Western market have completely fucked up a perfectly classic and very appealable Japanese game. Coming up in this first feature ever on RetroCore is Ranma vs Street Combat. So we're just having a quick look at the introductions here. This is the introduction to the original version of the game, Ranma, by NCS Misaya. So yeah, quite a nice intro there for Ranma. Let's take a look at the fucked up American version, Street Combat, thanks to Iron. Well, fucked up the sound straight away there. Right, straight to the really naff looking title screen. What happened to the intro? Here it is. What the fuck is that? Believe it or not, that's meant to be shampoo, I think. No, it's not, it's Kodachi. What the hell? That's meant to be shampoo. Prepare for doom, chump. What the fuck is that? Let's get it on. Cheese doesn't even come into it. Yep, what the hell's happened to the music? Okay, let's head on back over to the original Japanese version of Ranma and check out the first stage. I think we'll go shampoo verse Yoga. Now that's actually quite a pretty looking background. And this game runs in the Super Famicom's highest resolution as well.
Okay, let's take a look at the Yank version. Okay, we'll try and go to the same characters again. Oops, sorry. That's meant to be Shampoo. And, yeah, I think that's the guy we went before. Oh my god, what happened to the background? Oh, what the hell is that guy with the stick? Fucking hell, looks like a guile gone wrong. Complete and utter wank. Here we go, back to the Japanese version, which is Ranma. Please excuse the strange noises. They're thanks to some dodgy emulation. Nice little picture there when you went around on the Japanese version. So let's take a look at the American version, playing the exact same two fights, okay? So we're going to play the first one first Gemna, and then second one first Kodachi, okay, on the American version. Okay, you notice the sound effects are gone mostly. There doesn't seem to be any special either, he just sort of blocks all the time. Don't know why. Okay, end of the round. Did we get a nice picture? Maybe not. You can't hang with me, bro. Fucking hell. Highly original there. Here we go, this is meant to be on the steel beams of a high-rise building under construction. Oh, fuck me, they've kept the same background. It doesn't look out of place with those naff characters. And finally, here we have the option screen to Ranma, very colourful indeed, with two of the main characters down at the bottom. Let's take a look at the Street Combat titles option screen. Oh my! Now that does look a bit on the boring side, doesn't it? Complete poo. So there you have it, from east to west. Out of the West, mostly America, sometimes Europe as well. Completely fuck up a Japanese classic. Of course, it's not always that way. Sometimes the Japanese fuck up a Western classic, but it's very rare and you hardly ever see it. So we'll just blame the Westerns for fucking up all the games.
また考え事か、早見。そろそろ精霊を下ろす準備をしとけよ。 早見、後で家まで来てくれ。親父がお前に会いたがってんだ。
この野郎、諦めが悪いな。うわ、こいつやりやがった。このなあ、早く肉屋に持っていこうぜ。そうだな。
おい、その犬俺が引き取ろう。
金か。犬一匹にこんなに。こいつおかしいんじゃねえの。黙ってろ。行こうぜ。よっしゃー。
So you're probably wondering what type of game Blue Submarine Time and Tide is. Well, it is in fact a salvage operation game, which is a bit of a weird one. The idea is you got two parts of the game, adventure parts, which are these parts here, and the action sections. In the action sections you actually have to go and look for salvage in the underground cities, or underwater cities I should say, which are being covered by water due to one reason or another. The whole game is based on the manga and anime of the same name, which unfortunately wasn't that popular really, or not popular enough to break it onto TV. The adventure sections have got a beautiful cel shaded look to them, which you've just seen. And of course all the original voice actors from the animation are there as well. So first up, let's take a look at some of the action sections.
セールだったらいつでも出られるぜ。
So here we are at the docks, where you can do various things to your ship, such as customize them, whatever. Check out the
カスタマイ
stats.
ズだな。
Actually no, this is the customize section.
どこ
Made a
を変
mistake
更するん
there.
だ。
So you can change the bumpers, new engines, batteries, different types of
どの
sonar,
ソナーを積むん
whatever.
だ。
Luckily all this bit's in English, so it's not that hard to see.
特殊装備は何が必要だ。
The ship's stats are also in English. As you can see, they're pretty much the main things are in English, such as the bumping engine, the battery and sonars and so on. So you can sort of see what you've got. Okay, so let's head off to the sea. Okay, at the moment there are a couple of areas to choose from. Not many, only 4, but more will become available later on. This ivory area is one of my favourites because it's actually an underground city.
今回も
So let's
気合い入れていこう
over
ぜ。
there. Actually, I quite like the loading screens, they're pretty nice. Better than usual black screen or some like unadventurous CD spinning. Okay, so the options you have here is the one that's highlighted now is to go underwater. This one is to return back to the dock, and this one here is to equip your weapons and so on, and the better one is save. Okay, now this game is quite dark, so I've actually turned up the brightness on the video capture card, so hopefully it might look pretty good on the video. As you can see now on the screen it says hard to control. This is due to the current. You've actually got a few different views as well. So at the moment we got the first view. Then you can look out the right window, which looks pretty nice actually. You can also look out the left window, which got a big tanker there at the moment, upside down. And you can look above and below. In the bottom right hand corner of the screen you can see the radar, which is activated just like that. The green blobs show what the green blobs show what items you can pick up, such as the salvage parts or whatever bits of gold. Now the big items have to be picked up by using a float. Now here you can see this bigger, I don't know, metal cargo box. But unfortunately the floats that I have at the moment aren't strong enough to lift it up. I shall now see. Absolutely useless. So let's go and look for something a bit smaller. Actually, small items you can just pick up with the claws of your submarine and take them back to the surface. The red dots you can see at the moment are enemies. So here we are in a different area. This one's more of like a country farmland which has been covered up. Got some nice little touches, just cars stuck through the roofs. And it's actually a lot brighter to see in here than it is in the city area. So as you can see now on the radar we got a little green blob. Oops. Which means there's something around to be salvaged. And it looks like it's that box there. So that's only a small item, so instead of wasting a float on it, I can pick it up with the claws of my submarine. Here we go. At sometimes the game is very laid back. I can just relax and search the bottom of the ocean. But then again, at other times it can be quite frantic. You know, just like a modern day shooter. So there's a bit in there for everyone. One thing I should show you is the little control panel which your submarine has. It looks like this. So from here you can choose the different type of sonar you want. Such as this sonar. It's more like a, I don't know, gamma ray by the looks of it. Which can pick up things which the other sonar can't. You can also select what items you want. Check the status of your sub. Change the depth of the color on your console, such as that. Contact the main guy.
Okay.
You've got various jobs to do there. And of course you can look at the map. So let's take a look at that box which we just picked up. If I'm lucky there might be some gold in it. Nothing too exciting. So let's take a look at the adventure section. So this place here is I don't know, sort of I don't know, where you stop off all your junk. So if you have something that they want, they'll buy it from you. But at the moment I don't have anything, so they won't talk to me. Well, of course, what sort of a game would be an adventure game without a shop? So this dopey looking guy here will sell you anything you need for your submarine. Unfortunately I just bought all the stuff I need, so I've only got $2 left. You can buy engine parts, weapons and so on. All sorts of crap, radios. Basically anything you need for your submarine you buy from this guy here. And of course there are other people who you talk to who will give you jobs and whatever. So as you can see from this rolling demo, here's a bit of the action that you can expect in this game. It's actually making good use of the side view here as well. Okay, while this action doesn't look very complex, it does get a lot more complex, as you'll see in a second. I really would like to recommend this game to a lot of people, but unfortunately, if you can't understand Japanese, I have a feeling that you're going to be stuck quite a bit. Because quite a lot of the times you've got to find out what job you've got to do, you know, to earn your money, and know which place to go to next. While it is possible to do it if you can't read Japanese, it will take quite some time, you know, you'll have to wander around quite a bit. So if wandering around and searching areas doesn't put you off, then this game's going to be for you. So Retro Record's very happy to give it the score out of 10 of 8. Not bad at all. No, this ain't the Sega Saturn, this is the Sharp X68000 Detana Twinbee.
So I must welcome you to a new volume of Retro Core, Volume 9 here. Kicking off, we got this great game by Konami for the Sharp. Twinbee games have never been that popular in the West for some reason, probably because they're really cutesy. And all I can say is we're missing out on some quality shoot 'em up games. The idea of shooting the bells, just in case you haven't figured out, is to get power-ups. Each coloured bell gives you a different type of power-up. As you see, the purple bell there gives me some options. I've got a silver bell here, which gives me a speed down, which is not what I wanted. Control wise, there's just the bomb and the fire, but if you hold down the fire button you can let loose a great big ripper like this one, see? Obviously the bombs hit the items which are on the floor. That's better, speed up. Oh, there goes my health up. As you'd expect from a Sharp X68000 game, this version of Twinbee is pretty much identical to the original arcade version, and was in fact the best home version around until the Sega Saturn version came out, which is basically just the same anyway, except it's got CD audio. But to be honest, I quite like this chip-generated music on the Sharp version. There's the ambulance. Get my arms back. Yeah, I just love those little cutscenes, or eye catchers as they're called. The only thing which I really hate about Twinbee is the way that you gotta get your power-ups. You know, you gotta shoot the bells until they change to the colour you want them to change to. Half the time you end up getting yourself bloody killed trying to just get a power-up. Unfortunately, all the Twinbee games are like that. And I guess so are the Parodius games as well when the bells come on. Oh well, part of the game I guess. Unfortunately, most of us out there probably won't get the opportunity to play this Sharp X68000 version of a Twinbee, so you can always grab it on the Sega Saturn, which comes with another Twinbee game as well, actually. So you get 2 games for the price of 1. But anyway, as for this Sharp version, I'm very happy to give it a score of 8 out of 10. Like most things, really. Absolute solid shooter, not an easy game. Well, it's not too hard either, but it's definitely one that's going to last quite a while.